Why does all the news have to drop at once? It's ridiculous. Why is it always the same time? I was going to go live at 4:30, and then the Leslie Grace story broke, so I was happy to cover that. And then just as I was about to go live again at 6:15, I saw the Michaela Coel story, and I'm like, I got to cover that. So I had to repurpose that, and I have to stay up tonight. So this is my evening. I have to watch Old. I'm watching Old this evening, and then I have to edit my Snake Eyes review, which I've already filmed, but I have to edit it. It's going to be a crazy couple of days. You know, usually, you know, the breaking news aspect of entertainment news isn't usually that crazy, but the past couple of days, it's just been all over the place. It's just constant breaking news, which is cool. But yeah, hustle, just Josh. Hustle. All right, so I'm so happy that you guys waited for me. I really appreciate it. We're going to talk about these amazing stories, really great stories. And then, of course, as always, you can ask me anything that you would like at the end of the stream. All right, so story number 1. I'm so excited about this. I can't stand it. Although I want to start with a little bit of something about Leslie Grace. But let me note, boop. All right, so I saw somebody comment that they were disappointed. You know, there was a question as to if Leslie Grace had a supermodel look and therefore wasn't a good fit with Barbara Gordon. But, you know, I have to say that I think that the pictures that a lot of people are choosing of her aren't helping her. Hi, Rand Higher 94, because Leslie Grace has a lot of range. I mean, sometimes, yes, she looks supermodel, drop dead gorgeous. But other times she looks very girl next door, which I think works very well for Batgirl. So I think that, you know, it just goes to show that when trades are trying to cover a story, they don't always pick the best picture to sell the story, which is not cool. You know, I mean, they should, like, The Wrap, I thought, had the best photo of her that they used as the picture. I thought she looked, hey, Jonathan, I thought Leslie Grace looked just stunning in that picture, but yet she still looked like she could be Barbara Gordon. So I thought that was interesting. But when we're talking about striking looks, nobody has as striking a look as Michaela Coel. Like, wow. Like, Michaela Coel just looks stunning. Like, stop you in your tracks, stunning. I mean, she not only is gorgeous, but she has a really unique look. And it was announced today, and Michaela Coel's been in the news a lot because a lot of people felt, rightfully so, that she had been snubbed for a lot of awards shows. But luckily, the Emmys corrected that with a lot of nominations for I May Destroy You. But everybody had to wonder, what is she going to do? What's her next role going to be? And it was announced today that she has been cast in Black Panther 2. And it's a really good, you know, example of DC trying to take those shortcuts that I talked about in my video about Leslie Grace. And, you know, whether or not, you know, you should, you know, race bend a character or whether or not you should do original characters of color, you know. And I think that, once again, same day, I think, and you know, it sucks for the actors who were in DC, but, you know, Marvel once again just like, it's such a great job. It's just such a slam dunk. Like, whoever Michaela Coel is playing, I'll tell you right now, is going to be an incredibly popular character. I'll tell you that right now. Now, I know a lot of you at first were like, she's going to be Storm. And I have to tell you, she'd be an amazing Storm. She would be such an amazing Storm, I wouldn't even be able to believe how good she would be. She'd be a great Vixen. Denzel O'Neil is like, she was my Vixen choice. That's right. DC was so worried about casting for other roles, they could have locked up Michaela Coel for Vixen. Boy, she would have been good. Darn it. But anyway, that would have just been phenomenal. So she's not Vixen. So she could be Storm, but I don't think she's Storm. Now, one of you just said she could be a member of the Dora Milaje, but I don't know. We already have some really great Dora Milaje already. She could be the female Black Panther if they decided not to go with Shuri, if her tweets were that bad that she would actually change comic book continuity. But one of you tweeted me a very good idea as to who she will be playing. And it was such a good idea that I was like, that's probably it. And it's a character that nobody knows, but it's going to be made so popular, if this is true, that it's like ridiculous. All right, so let me bring up the picture for you. That's Madam Slay, who actually looks like Michaela Coel. I can't believe it. I'm like, wow, you actually like you actually found an actress who looks like that illustration. So Madame Slay, I had never heard of her until one of you said that's who she's going to be playing. So I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, I think this is right. So Madame Slay not only controls leopards, I mean, how great would that be for Michaela Coel to be controlling leopards in Black Panther 2? I mean, we would just be going nuts. And she has kind of a cat-like look to her face. I mean, it would be just so incredible. I can't believe it. And then she's also Killmonger's girlfriend who resurrects him from the dead in the comics. Oh my God, like that's it. And what a power couple. Michael B. Jordan and Michaela Coel. I mean, everybody should just not even bother to fight them. I'd be like, you don't even need to fight. You know, I'd be like, you can't beat that. I mean, like that would be incredible. That would be just absolutely incredible. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know if Michael B. Jordan is coming back, so that has been a rumor for quite some time. I think that I think everybody, when we watched Black Panther, were like, why would you kill Killmonger? He was such a great character. And they also killed Andy Serkis's Claw. You're like, why would you kill Claw? Like, there've only been one movie in. I mean, Marvel has a bad track record with villains. But if his girlfriend from the comics can continuity-wise bring him back from the dead, so it's therefore not a cheat, and then they would be this villain power couple, I mean, it's just a slam dunk. It's just incredible. It's just so good. I can't stand it. I would love her to be clear on anything that she did. I think she's a fantastic choice. But it's just such a strong choice. And so I guess I'm just a little tired of DC. Hey, Sal Marciano. Oh, that's a great name. You sound like a character from a movie, Sal. You know, it's just so strong, and I don't like seeing DC, which could be just as strong, always stuck being like a mere shadow of their competitor. So it's just frustrating, but we'll see. I think it could be really good, but boy, she would be fantastic as that character. That picture that they took of her was actually, I believe, for Variety itself, for some kind of photo shoot, but it's just so perfect for the Black Panther movie. So who would you guys like her to play? Nate's like, I still want Storm. She'd be a great Storm. I mean, she would just be phenomenal. I mean, that's what happens when you have such a good actress. You guys still want Storm. You're like, I don't care about this resurrecting Killmonger stuff. That's hilarious. Utaka and I are on the same page. Anyone? Barbie Minaj, though, likes the Madame Slay thing. Yeah, I really like this idea of her and Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger as this power villain couple. I mean, it would be really cool. So we'll see. Harley Quinn, says Ryan Olson. You know, Michaela Coel could pull it off. I think she's just really a great actress. So I'm very excited for her. Wow, what a coup for Marvel to land her for the MCU. And just, I think it instantly makes Black Panther 2. That's the kind of stuff that Black Panther 2 needs to get people really excited. To be like, yep, here's my money, I'm ready. I mean, I'm excited about Namor, but I know there's a little bit of controversy about that actor. But I just think it's so good. It's just incredible. I think, does this make you more excited for Black Panther 2? Yes. See? Yeah. Well, there's just like one or two of you who don't. But I mean, for the most, I mean, yeah. I mean, it does for me. I mean, I was already excited about Black Panther 2, but I think with the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman, we weren't quite sure what it was going to look like. But when I see this casting, I'm like, it's going to, I mean, of course, it's Ryan Coogler. You know it's going to be amazing. But when you see this casting, you're like, it's going to be so good, I just can't stand it. All right, I can't wait. All right. So that's story number 1. The most amazing story ever. It's so good, I can't believe it. All right, story number 2. Boop. All right, so Netflix had a flurry of headlines this week. So they announced, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, some ratings for the second quarter. They were like, all right, we found out how many people watched the first 2 minutes of our projects. And you're like, what? I don't think the first 2 minutes counts as a view. I really don't. I would accept, I have to tell you, people, as someone who looks at their analytics on YouTube and knows what the norm is for analytics, it's unusual for people to watch something all the way through. I think people have a short attention span. I think people are moving on to the next thing because the internet offers so much, stimulation. So I think that I would accept 50%. I really personally would think it would be 75%, but I'll accept 50% as counting as a view. What do you guys think? How much do you think somebody needs to watch? Some of you are already ahead of me weighing in there. How much do you guys think someone needs to watch of a Netflix product to make you feel like they actually watched it? Oh, that's very sweet of you, Ari. Kevin says at least 30 minutes. Most of you agree that 75%. Although some of you are like 20 minutes, 15 to 20. Yeah, I'll even take 15 to 20 minutes over 2 minutes. 2 minutes to me just seems like ridiculous. Although, Derek, that's pretty funny. 3 minutes, that's funny. I'm seeing a lot of 50%. That's good. I think that Dogomania, they would have like nobody watching at 100%, to be honest with you. I think the views would be so low. 51%. Dominic, that's funny. That's right, because they just tip over. I like your 51%. That's funny. All right, I'll go with the 51%. That's really funny. Although Paul pointed out that like the Irishman is so long, and they really got, it's just, I think 2 minutes is crazy. But anyway, take these ratings with a grain of salt. So number 1 was Army of the Dead with 75 million views, which puts it tied at, I think, 8th and 9th place for the top 10 all-time watch movies on Netflix. So that's pretty exciting. In fact, it's so exciting that it was announced today that Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder, under their Stone Quarry banner, and of course we all saw that logo in front of Army of the Dead, which was very cool, they've signed a first-look deal with Netflix. And of course, as you might recall, if you don't remember what a first-look deal is, it means that Netflix has the right of first refusal for any idea that Zack and Debbie Snyder dream up. They have to go to Netflix and say, do you want to make this? And then Netflix either says, heck yeah, we do. Or they say, you know what, we don't think it's for us. And then Zack and Deborah Snyder can shop it to somebody else. But in exchange for that, the Snyders get funding from Netflix to run their basic operation. So they could get office space if they wanted to. They would get salaries for at least 1 or 2 employees, and also a little bit of money to go and purchase the rights for things. So if they like a book or a project, Netflix will pay to secure the rights for it. So that's their first look deal. Rebel Moon falls under that, and then also they're developing an Army of the Dead sequel. So I guess, although if it focuses just on Kate, it'll be like, what? So I'll be curious to see what they decide to do. But that's a really sweet deal. And so that's great. And so that's definitely their new home. Like, it would seem like that was their new home with this follow-up deal. And of course, don't forget that on Sunday, Zack Snyder and Netflix will be having a panel for Army of Thieves, their prequel for Army of the Dead, at Comic-Con at Home. I think that airs at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. I have it in my calendar to see if there's a trailer to react to. I'm sorry I missed so many trailers this week. I know that there's no Loki, but I fell off my schedule. I'm still not getting quite back on. I had some personal stuff I was dealing with, which was very frustrating. So I apologize. But I got to get back on the trailer wagon. I will tomorrow for sure, because Dune drops. Although it totally messed up my week. It was supposed to drop on Friday. They moved it up a day. I had the whole schedule set to do it on Friday. It was going to be beautiful. But it's fine. It's fine. Just move your trailers wherever you want. All right. Now, as for the rest of the ratings, Fatherhood actually came in at 74, right behind it, 1 million less than Army of the Dead. So Kevin Hart can feel really good about that. Hey, Nuno, and I got to tell you, I really liked Fatherhood. I actually watched Fatherhood Father's Day weekend, and I thought it was really charming. Really great actresses. Both the actress who played his wife who passes away, and then his girlfriend for the rest of the film. Somebody should be casting them in a franchise. They were both like just so charming and so beautiful. They were great choice. Really, I was like, who are these two women? So a movie for that alone is good. And then Mitchells versus the Machines did 53 million views only. That wasn't enough to get into the top 10. Kevin Hart just made it into the top 10 as well. So he's number 10. And then as for series, Sweet Tooth did 60 million views, which is very strong. I think actually a little bit more than Shadow and Bone. Oh, I didn't see Shadow and Bone in the story. I think Shadow and the Bone was like around 50. But Sweet Tooth doesn't have a season 2 yet. What the heck? That's ridiculous. So Sweet Tooth doesn't have a season 2. And then Lupin Part 2. I loved that commercial about how to pronounce Lupin correctly, or that they did on social media. That was a funny little bit. And Lupin Part 2 didn't do as well as the first part, but it still did 54 million views. So those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. I don't know why there isn't a Sweet Tooth season 2. It was so good. It sets up a season 2. Everybody loved it. It's driving me crazy. I mean, who knows what they had an executive change, but I mean, why would you be mean? Why be mean like that? Give us our Sweet Tooth season 2 for Pete's sake. Did anybody here watch Sweet Tooth? Bolivar has not watched it yet. Fellow Grace is still working through it. Oh, some of you have not watched it. Interesting. Oh, wow, real mix here. Well, now you're not going to go and watch it unless they renew it for a season 2, probably. Darn it. Although Madeline started it and didn't finish it. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And it has very high RT scores, both critic and audience. All right, so let's go to the third story of the day. Hold on. Boom, baby. Third story of the day. Harry Potter is doing its own real-life experience. Now, these are becoming very popular. For instance, Netflix did a Stranger Things real-life experience in Los Angeles during COVID. So you experienced it in your car. And I was very jealous. I knew a number of my friends went to go and do it. I actually have a lot of friends in LA, more than I do in New York, which is weird. So a lot of my friends went and did the Netflix Stranger Things experience, and they loved it. They were like, it was so good. But you have to get VIP or you'll be waiting in line forever. So anyway, that's finally actually going on tour. Finally, it's going to be in New York and San Francisco in 2022. So if you live in New York or San Francisco, you should go try and buy tickets for that because it's going to be amazing. So Warner Brothers is like, we should do that. We should have an experience. So I have to say, Warner Brothers Plays, by the way, Warner Brothers Theatrical, I think is quite good. Warner Brothers Theatrical not only did the Willy Wonka musical with Christian Borle, which I loved, but they also did the Harry Potter 2-night event, which I thought was really good, really fun. I mean, it was a little theme parky, but I didn't mind. I love theme parks, so I loved it. So I have a lot of faith in Warner Brothers Theatrical. I think they do a nice job. Oh, Platinum Diva, it's always nice to see you. So they're going to do Harry Potter and the Forbidden Forest Experience, which is going to, of course, start in the UK. And it's going to be an outdoor event, which, of course, helps with COVID. And tragically, the UK is doing very poorly with COVID right now. So they're going to do an outdoor event in a forest. I think it's like a public garden. And they're going to have a lighted path for you to follow at night. And that sounds like freaking amazing to me. I mean, it sounds really, really good. Who here lives in the UK? Would you go and do that? I mean, I would assume the answer would be yes. Although some people are pretty upset with JK, which is understandable. And she just keeps digging in, boy. It's like, just drop it, JK. Or maybe even better yet, apologize. George is like, I will go, but not because of JK. Josh, I told you they are developing a Harry Potter HBO Max series, but they won't talk about it because they're not supposed to be doing it. They're like, what? Not us. Ashley, I understand about your situation, but most of you are willing to go. I think it sounds really cool. I mean, I think it sounds really amazing. They have a real problem at Warner Brothers trying to keep this franchise alive. I mean, I think Harry Potter is pretty successful still at Universal Studios, right? I just think that, the Fantastic Beasts movies were really bad. J.K. really hurt this franchise a lot. First with writing horrible scripts for Fantastic Beasts. I don't know why it wasn't just a story about Grindelwald and Dumbledore. You're like, why are we following around Newt Scamander? Hey, Jay Berkey, right? It's like, why are we doing this? Why don't we just follow on that? But I mean, I really loved going to the plays. I think the world of Harry Potter is really a lot of fun. But although I have to say, they opened up a Harry Potter store here in New York, and it's pretty far downtown for me, and not near anything else I usually go to. So I'm not really going. I'm like, I think that if it's not enough for me just to be in the world of Harry Potter. Maybe if they had a restaurant, although it would have to have outdoor seating right now. But yeah. That's right, George Alexander. She really queer-baited the Dumbledore and Grindelwald situation. I don't see how anyone can still be queer-baiting in 2021. Like with Masters of the Universe, Hey John is a fan of things. That's a great name. I like your little avatar too there. It looks very picturesque. But yeah, I feel if you're going to introduce something, you better go all the way with it, because I think that's really important. All right, it's 6:58. You may ask me anything you'd like until 6:08. Raymond, you're going to a Harry Potter themed dinner party? That sounds fantastic. All right, anything you want until 6:08, and then I got to go watch Old. Sufjan says, can you introduce Storm without T'Challa? I think they're just going to have to find a way, unfortunately. Chico, I keep having to push off my food delivery because of all this news, so I'm really scrounging around in my refrigerator. I think I might have I have some Red Robin French fries, like from the freezer, and I might have some tuna fish. So how's that for an evening of entertainment? Hopefully I can finish it before the movie gets too disgusting. Let's see here. You're having pizza, Ryan. That sounds delicious. I don't have any pizza. What do I think on the West Side Story trailer, Nate? The one that came out a long time ago? I thought it was surprisingly stunning visually, but I don't know. I just felt that it seemed like, a little bit like been there, done that. I don't think, but I was very disappointed. I enjoyed In the Heights more the second time I saw it, but In the Heights was not what I'd hoped it would be either. People love the Batman though, Chad. People love the Batman. Lucas says, Grace, do you think Simulia will be a controversial addition to the MCU? No, I don't think so. I think he's admitted, he did a really funny interview where he admitted he has a bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I think that gets him into trouble sometimes. I think it's really important to have publicists and agents. Those people really stop you from doing things that you should not do. I think that having directly interacting with anybody is never in anyone's best interest. It's not good. You need that middle person to manage it. So you would say to your publicist, I'm thinking of tweeting this, and then your publicist would say, no. Snake Eyes is so good. I accidentally tweeted my social media reaction this morning. You might have saw that I took it down, but actually the Snake Eyes social media embargo is at 10 p.m. So I tweeted at 10 a.m., and I was like, I wanted to see what everybody else said about it because I'm worried how the movie's going to be perceived. So I was like, what did everybody else say about Snake Eyes? And I was like, this is odd that no one else in my field is tweeting about Snake Eyes. And then I was like, let me double check that social media embargo. And I was like, oops. I think Janelle Monáe's time might have passed, Nate. I feel horrible about it because she's so talented. But I don't know why she hasn't gotten any of these big roles. I mean, she's in Knives Out too, so maybe that'll put her back in the mix. Patrick, my Snake Eyes review can go up at 3 a.m. this morning. Tonight, 3 a.m. tonight. That's when I can post it. I've already filmed it. I just have to edit it. And then tomorrow, what's my schedule tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm doing my Dune trailer reaction, trailer breakdown. I'm doing an old review. And then at 3 a.m. tomorrow night, I'm going to drop my Masters of the Universe spoiler review. Not Your Deco says, Grace, what did you think of the Malignant trailer? You know what I thought? I thought somebody got the wig from Salt out of storage and put it on Annabelle Wallis. I was like, why? She didn't look nearly as cool as she did in the poster. It was a real letdown. Yes, Josh, the Dune trailer has been moved up till tomorrow. Spying Mentor says, thoughts on the last Duel trailer? Well, I actually heard from someone behind the scenes that the trailer actually does not describe the movie very well. Apparently, the movie actually is done from different, well, I can't tell you. I don't want to get this person in trouble. But it sounded a lot more interesting when my friend described it to me than from the trailer. So I was like, I'm going to wait to judge it until I see a second trailer. But I will say that it bothered me that nobody had a French accent. I was like, that Ridley Scott? He really just does not care about the accents. I had a similar reaction when I watched Gladiator, rewatched it the other day, and I was like, wow, this is a film about Italians, and yet everybody has a British accent. It's driving me crazy. But it was still a very good movie. Ridley Scott is one heck of a director. He's an excellent director. Ryan, I'm glad you're playing Injustice 2 and enjoying it. Derek, I think The Green Knight looks interesting. I've always wanted Dev Patel, I've always wanted his career to work out. So I'm supposed to have a screening next week. Thoughts on Greta Gerwig directing Barbie? Who asked that? Boom, boom, boom. Patrick. I think Greta Gerwig is really talented. I've loved Little Women so much. And I think if anyone can make Margot Robbie as Batgirl likable, it is Greta Gerwig. So I feel great about her directing it. I think she is the perfect choice. Alexander Valentine, I have not seen The Suicide Squad yet. And Jonathan, I don't know when the embargo lifts. Although I do know that it hits the UK on June 30th, a week from Friday. So it comes out, I think, in one country on the 28th. But when it hits the UK is when it's going to probably be the embargo. That's June 30th. And so that's when I'm assuming the embargo will be. Did I say Margot Robbie is Batgirl? I meant Barbie. I'm sorry. I just have DC on the brain today. Spying Mentor says, thoughts on the Jackass trailer. I thought it was surprisingly touching. That poster of him flying in the air out of a cannon with angel's wings on and sneakers was like surprisingly moving. Like whoever came up with that, well, Johnny Knoxville did as a stunt, but to make that as the poster, that was incredible. I mean, I've never been a Jackass fan, but I did think the trailer was, I would not watch anything like that, but I thought the trailer was amusing. I did like having women in the mix. I agreed, and that they were still able to keep up with the guys. Although I do worry, it's very sweet the way Jackass does it, but of course it's led to like the David Dobrik scandal of like almost getting people killed. Hey, A.V. Rodriguez. What movie did you see, Platinum Diva? Here, I'll tell you a scary theory I had. I haven't heard anything about this, but this is just my theory. It's very weird that they have not released the Spider-Man trailer. It's ready. It's ready to go. They're just sitting on it. I have some concern that they might move the film because December is maybe not a great date anymore because Black Widow just completely had the bottom fall out from under it. Of course, it is available on streaming, but not a lot of people were watching it. I feel like, and also the holidays are a very bad time for COVID. Like it was horrible last year. And so maybe Sony's getting a little nervous. That's the only reason I can see them not dropping the trailer. Oh, Platinum Diva, you saw Suicide Squad. That's fantastic. That's right, Zachary Smith. It does take place during Christmas, but, that hasn't stopped a lot of movies from coming out at a non-Christmas time. So we'll see. Again, that's just my theory. The interest in Spider-Man has been up there, I think, more than anything I've ever seen. It's incredible. They should feel great about it. Sohn says, do you think Margot Robbie should do the Pirates movie? Pirates of the Caribbean. If she has a really good, it's hard to say. I mean, I think if she had a really good take on it, sure. I mean, I think it's very close to Harley Quinn, which would be my biggest concern. I think she just has to make sure she really likes the talent in front of and behind the camera. That's crucial. I think you don't want to ever overexpose yourself. I mean, if you're Harley Quinn and Barbie and the Disney female pirate, that's a lot. That's hard to pull off. But hey, make your money and run while you can, too, to some degree. I mean, get that money, Margot Robbie. I don't blame her at all. Come on. If Disney went to any of you and was like, would you like to be in a Pirates movie? You would be like, yes, I would. Although I would insist that Johnny Depp do it with me. Oh, it's 7:08. All right, I'll do 2 minutes of interactions. So just tell me what you're up to, what's going on. Let's see here. Oh, it's really moving fast. Jason, I can't watch a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills tonight because I got to watch Old. So and I have too much to do. So I'm hoping I can watch it tomorrow. If not, I might have to watch it Friday. That's how busy I am. That's how busy. I don't got time for Erica Jane's drama as much as I want to see it. Oh, CH, I'm so glad that you're watching Ted Lasso because of my review. And you enjoy it. That makes me so happy. Let's see here. Grace Marie, fellow Grace, says, chilling on the couch, eating a corn dog, and catching up on your videos. Oh, I love it. I approve. Anna says, I am at home eating Little Caesar pizza. Oh, that sounds fun. Gabriel's going to Disneyland. I'm so jealous of you. Platinum Diva's about to play some bingo in Las Vegas. Oh, living it up. Let's see here. Spying Mentor just bought tickets to see Old. Bolivar's having pot roast and watching me. Ah, delicious. Pot roast, it's very good. Rashad Muhammad is eating chocolate donuts with my boyfriend, making him watch this live stream with me. Oh, Rashad's boyfriend, you're very sweet. What a great boyfriend. Kevin is reading comics tonight. Kyle Selby says, sweating in this LA heat, catching up on homework. Good for you. Let's see here. Hocus Focus says, enjoying this stream with some delicious barbecue brisket nachos. Oh, your dinner is way better than mine. Carlos Munoz is eating steak tacos with a Mexican Coke. That's the Coke to drink. Rudy Myers says, eating a mango in Boston. While Dancing Dog 60 is making a BLT in Boston. Oh, I love it. Anna Kosel is seeing Old tomorrow and watching Grand Designs with my family. I don't know what Grand Designs is, but I think it's wonderful you're watching it with your family. Not Your Nico says, relaxing before I start studying for my final exams. Greetings from Chile. Ah, that's wonderful. Good luck on your exams. Let's see here. Ari spent the day at the beach in the UK. Oh, that sounds really great. Kal-El Yeager says, I'm considering watching Beverly Hills Housewives. Oh, it's good stuff. Hey, Incredible Tom. That's a great name. Josh Kenny is eating some sushi with miso soup. At first, I just thought you were eating sushi and soup, and I thought that was a weird combination. But that sounds delicious. Jay King is loving the stream while eating Korean barbecue. Lucas says, what are your expectations for Old? I just hope it doesn't waste my time. I hope it's not like some ridiculously bad twist. Juan Carlos Gayoso is having some McNuggets in the office right now in Los Angeles. Oh, sweet nuggets. Danny Giunta is saying, hey, Grace, just going insane in another lockdown in Sydney. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm glad you're being safe and careful. I'm sorry. I'm glad we can all keep you company while you're stuck. Ryan Leslie is seeing Snake Eyes tomorrow night and then going to wake up at 3 a.m. for the Bad Batch on Friday. That's great. Ash Sundara Kumar says, morning coffee and getting my daily dose of BTT. Oh, good morning. Where did oh no, it just pulled away. I didn't get to read the rest of it. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, I wanted to read the rest of it. You're painting such a nice picture. Oh, I think you retracted it? Oh, Rashad says, my boyfriend says, thanks, Grace. He tries to sneakily watch your videos when I'm watching. He's a secret BTT viewer. That's very sweet. I love you both. Let's see here. Nate says, just finished Call Me By Your Name and I cried a lot. A new favorite. That's a very beautiful movie. Too bad. Armie Hammer and Kevin Spacey, it's like watching old Mel Gibson stuff too. You're just like, want to love it, but real life drama is a problem. Anthony says, was in New York City this weekend, couldn't get into Harry Potter, but did get into the Beetlejuice restaurant. What Beetlejuice restaurant? How have I missed this? I'm going to have to Google that as soon as we're done. Ashley Grady said, I started watching Manifest. It was ridiculous, but I cannot stop. That's fantastic. It might get saved now. It might get saved. Brett Crandall says, my boyfriend and I got a new couch today, and we're going to watch the Great British Bake Off. Oh, that's a great way to break it in. Hey, Nuno in Portugal. I love when you guys include your flags. That's very nice. Madeline is on the couch drinking beet and carrot juice. Well, you lived it up the other day. I'm glad that you're keeping a balanced diet, Madeline. Let's see here. Coel Yeager says, good night, everyone, and thanks, Grace. Yes, I just started watching Manifest last night. Oh, that's great. And Fidel says, I just picked up the doggies from daycare, now making breakfast for dinner. Oh, that's great. Fidel, you sent me a picture of your dogs, and they are just like out of a movie. They're just so perfect. They're from Central Casting. And Michael says, watching BTT while I eat some brownies. Oh, you guys are making me hungry. All right, I better get going. I better watch Old. So at 3 a.m. tonight, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, my Snake Eyes review will drop, and then a ton of videos tomorrow as well. But I'm glad I got 2 live streams up this week. I'm going to shoot for 3 next week. I'm going to shoot for getting back to 3. All right, everybody. Bye. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.